This week on Pivot with Purpose. Apparently, you're not giving him enough cootie cat.
I'd be tired. I have people DM me that are like, yo, you gotta go give him some. People looking malnourished these videos, like, you gotta give him something. I'm trying to consciously be like, okay, I'm a person outside of being a mom. Like, I'm also a wife, and I have to remember that.
I don't know if I'm ready to have sex. I don't even know if I know how to do it anymore. Is it like riding a bike?
No.
I'm gonna be.
Nah.
We can go a while without sex, and we get back, and I'm like, all right, so my leg goes here, right?
Stop, no. Wait,
like.
what's a while?
Like,
what's the longest? Hey friend, you're listening to Pivot with Purpose. This is my show where I pivoted from shit I'm 30, where I was dreading turning 30. I had a failed marriage, failed engagement after that, and I don't have a relationship with my immediate family. But through it all, I came out the other side with a thriving business, an unexpected radio morning show of my own, and a platform where I can reach millions of people and help them walk in their truth. I am now celebrating every step of my journey into continuously finding my purpose, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Sometimes this journey looks like shit, and it probably sounds even worse, but it's still our journey, and I'm learning right along with you to enjoy it. There's always a rainbow after the rain falls. Now, if you need advice in pivoting in any aspect of your life, relationships, career, spirituality, send your questions or story to askcarlawilmaris@gmail.com or shoot me a DM at Carla Wilmaris. Now, let's start the show. Welcome back to another episode of Pivot with Purpose. I'm still here. We're back. I'm doing really good right now. I am batch recording. I need you to be proud of me. I need you to send me a DM, send me a text if you have my number, leave a comment somewhere and say, go girl, because this is a lot of work and a lot of content. But I'm actually having a really good time because I haven't had two people on the show at the same time in a very long time. Or in a couple, because fuck them couples, they be working out and shit, and mine didn't. So I'm like, oh, they gotta be happy, and I gotta talk to them about how happy they are. Triggered. No, but I have Kristen and J-Rod here from And Then We Had Sex. They did.
Yeah, we
did have sex.
Did we? Did we?
I mean, we got babies. But,
Mary didn't do it.
Yeah. We don't
Oh
know.
God.
I believe it.
We're going to get into them. If you don't, I'm sure you know who they are, but if you don't, we're going to get into it. Before we do, I do want to remind you, they're podcasters. I'm podcasters. You could be a podcaster too. We have launch your podcast in 30 days. You could have a big production like this. Or actually, we're going to talk about how they do it from their home, the same way that I started doing it the first 3 years. So go to ideatolaunchpodcast.com or carlawilmaris.com. You can launch your own podcast, 30 days. It's a self-paced course. Take your time. Get $100 off. Use the code PIVOT. I mean, duh. It's easy, right? Do that. Don't DM me about how you can learn how to start a podcast because I just told you how to. Okay, let's move on. I always tell you to leave an Apple Podcast review because it helps the show. It helps me. It helps me bring guests like this because they're like, oh, she kind of popping. She got reviews or something. So then they'll come. I want to shout out One Love 8707 on IG. She says, love, love, love. I hope it's a she. Him, they. Hey girl, pretty sure we're the same person with the same experiences. I can relate so much. Thank you for speaking your truth. I plan on doing the same one day. Keep healing and helping us heal. Thank you, girl. I'm still hurt. Somebody keep hurting me every day. I'm like, dang, Lord, it's me again. Someone hurt me. Get them. But thank you, One Love 8707, for leaving that review. I read them. I really do. Do you guys read your reviews?
Yeah, yes. I do sometimes, yeah.
I read them. Just one, I want to acknowledge you and the fact that you even took the time to do it, because I don't even leave an Amazon review and I'm on Amazon every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, it's like sometimes I think about Amazon stuff and I'm like, this is a small business. I should leave a review. But it's just, sometimes we don't think about it. You just show up and you listen because the content is there. And I appreciate that too. We need them numbers to keep getting paid. Yeah. But the review also does help me keep going.
Yeah.
So let's introduce our guests. They're funny. They love each other. They have kids. They have a podcast. They're on tour.
Yes.
That's a big deal. So we have Kristen and J-Rod.
Hey.
Thank you for being here.
I'm excited.
I love when I get the same question Carlos asked us earlier. How'd you guys meet? Yeah. The same way everybody meets on Instagram.
Exactly.
Who meets people in person?
Exactly. Nobody does that.
No.
No, we kind of did though. Somebody introduced us.
Like you two.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah, that part I get. But I'm saying nowadays, like I feel like recently you don't really, not like lovers, which I don't think, we're not going to get into that just yet.
It's okay.
Let's talk about something else first. I know you love each other and shit. You have a lot more sex than I do.
It's okay.
I do have, we're going to get into all of you do and your podcast and all the lovey-dovey stuff and the bullshit too.
Yeah.
But because I am on radio, I still don't have a name for the segment. This is the second time I'm doing it. But I'm always going over different stories. It's Monday through Friday radio, right? It's so much content we do. And I'm like, I want to bring some of this funny stuff over. Plus, it's on social media. But it's kind of like Carla on air type of situation here. So let's talk about some of these stories. And I'm sure you've heard them. One was a study that was done. It's the biggest contributor to failed relationships. So the top 10 contributors to failed relationships. I wanted to ask you if you guys can think of like one that might be on this list.
Money.
I was about to say that before
Money.
you read the list.
Okay.
Money.
Actually, money's not on here.
What?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Other hoes. Ooh.
You know.
But maybe there was white people that did this because I feel like money is definitely a thing, and maybe it's like rich white people did this.
Right.
I thought it was like the main thing. Like I've heard that before.
According to this study,
Yes.
the number one is clinginess. Someone being too clingy.
Is
They
the
don't
reason
know
it
you.
doesn't end? Is the reason it
Yeah,
ends?
so a list of common contributors to failed relationships is clinginess, number one. It says that it played a role. Somebody was just too... And I think that's somebody who don't got a job and you just got nothing better to do and you just want to be all up under me all the time. Get a hobby.
Or Kristen.
No, see, I know that's what's clingy and what's affectionate. That's what I was going to ask.
No, very different. Clingy is very different than affectionate because there's people that like physical touch.
Yeah, exactly.
Physical touch. Clinginess is one of those like, always call me. I want to talk to you all day long from the morning till I go to sleep.
You know what the problem is? We work together and we married, so it's like it's very hard to get separate. So I don't know.
You got to really like each other to work together and
or be
live together.
really good at what you do. Because
you got to put in work.
Yeah.
Some of the other ones is overuse of social media.
Okay.
And that was number 2.
Is that like too many likes? Or liking the wrong things?
I feel like overuse, it might be like just doing too much on social.
Okay.
But I think that also has to do with who the person is because I know a couple personally who she's one of my very good friends, and she is like naked on the gram all the time and doing the most. But guess who's taking no pictures?
Yeah, exactly.
He is.
Exactly.
They'd be like, "Oh my God, aren't you engaged?" And it's like he's the one telling her bend over a little bit more.
Exactly.
Like he's like, "Oh, make it clap a little bit harder." And I'm like, that is her doggone fiance.
Right.
To me, it's funny though because if you still getting paid, you know how they're not really paying anymore. Like I would be pushing you, and then after the money go away, I'd be like, "Well, I don't know."
Oh no, she's been doing it without. No, she just likes it. He loves seeing her. Like he's the type like when they go out, he wants to see her like very sexy.
Yeah.
And there's some, but that's their dynamic.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. It's also because I just be like dressed.
I get it though.
And that's their thing.
Yeah.
Poor hygiene.
Well, that's nasty.
Damn.
I don't know how you got in a relationship in the first place. That's nasty.
I feel like people get comfortable after a while. I think that hasn't happened to me.
Yeah.
Like there might be a day that you might be a little stinky, like you're off today. But no, there are people that just have poor hygiene.
Yeah.
I've been around them. Like you smell. And then there's folks that want to do the natural.
Deodorant? Oh, nah. I'm okay on that.
Mm.
No.
Why are you putting water? No.
Don't do that.
That don't
Or they
work.
want to use the crystal thing. That does not work.
What crystal thing? Wait a minute.
It's like a crystal ball thing, and then it doesn't work. It
That's
doesn't
not-
matter. Don't even ask no questions. It don't matter. It doesn't work. You stink.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
I know I'm around the right kind of people because I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
And then a few other ones that I saw here is being too obsessed with their pet. I just think that's gross. That's white people shit.
Yeah.
Being messy at home. I can see this happening.
Okay.
Like you just can't clean up after yourself. You all right over there?
I
Are you
think part of
twitching?
that's ADHD though, right?
Who's,
No.
Oh wait, she's messy or you messy?
Nah, she's messy.
messy.
I'm really messy too, but
I know where everything is.
it's organized chaos.
Exactly.
But I can't be in a messy house.
Yeah.
Like I can't function. Also because so my AD, it's kind of like a double-edged sword because I can't function when things are messy, but I also can't clean it.
Yeah. That
Wait a minute.
exactly.
Wait a minute.
Exactly.
I'm not doing it.
Like I want to go somewhere. Like I know where everything is, and if it's messy, like I'm not comfortable in that room, and I'll have to leave that room.
Right, and it's just gonna stay that way until.
Yeah.
So to combat that, ever since I was in high school, I've hired someone to clean my room. So
Wait, since high school?
I tell this story all the time. So my mom had a friend, and I used to use my allowance to pay her to come clean my room because my room had to be clean and my clothes had to be washed.
Wow.
So I used to pay $50 a week, and that has gone into my adulthood now that I'm 36.
Wow.
Somebody comes every single week to wash my clothes, clean up, and organize because of everything. Wow. I can't do it. Now, I maintain during the week.
Right.
But if I can't work, I legitimately cannot work or think, or I'm in a bad mood. I don't want to if I see too much shit everywhere.
I get it.
And especially with the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not. No.
Yeah.
and then sometimes when we taking vacation.
Yeah.
Who told you could take a vacation? Like my girl now, Raquel. I love her because she'd be like, yeah, I'm going to do that for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I ran out of panties. Now I gotta go to Target and buy more because I'm not washing them. Not doing it.
It's 13 pair.
That's it. And you want to leave for 14 days? Nah, so I ain't wearing dress today. Free ball.
Sound like me.
Don't take too long. Or no, if I have to, I will.
Yeah.
Like I was having this conversation with this guy, like a friend the other day. And he's like, nah, I wash clothes. Blah. I'm not. I don't want to. The other day she said that the washing machine was full of water. I said, well, I don't know what happened because I didn't touch it. I didn't even go buy it. I don't know. I'm not doing it. I don't want to. While they're doing that, I'm in my office or I'm working. I'm like, I will make 5 times what I'm paying you while you're doing it.
Hey.
I rather do that.
Great.
Now I'm with that.
That's great.
Wait, no, calm down.
No?
I'm thinking.
You should definitely incorporate it.
Yeah.
Find a way. I'll cut back on a million things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I literally I didn't always have money, right?
Yeah.
I was growing up, it's me and my daughter. It was like making it work. There was no cable. We would do free shit during the week, like to do things for ourselves for entertainment. But the cleaning person got to be there. It has to be there. But yeah, clearly you guys like each other and don't have any of those issues. They shower. They are just affectionate. They have a sense of humor, and your guys are good. One of them was being too talkative, but that doesn't apply to us because we just talk.
Yeah,
I can't.
That's part of the gig.
Whoever gets with me, I'm gonna talk you to death. I don't shut the fuck up. We are going to talk. Now, did you guys have a wedding?
Yes.
When did you get married?
We got married in Virginia Beach. Like we got married a year. We got married in the courthouse, and then we had a wedding a year later.
Yeah.
And how long ago was this?
5 years ago.
5?
Why don't you know?
No, I didn't say nothing. I was just making sure you knew.
Yeah, it was a little over 5 years ago. Yeah.
Okay, and how long have you been together total?
6.
6?
Yeah.
Yes. It was very fast.
But it's worked.
Yeah.
Y'all still here?
Yeah.
Y'all still standing.
Yeah.
Well, did you watch this video that went viral? It was a couple that was walking down the aisle. They just got married. And they're on the way out of the church. And the groom, she's just like, at the end, you're like saying bye to everyone. And he's on his phone.
Yes, I did. I just saw that.
Did you see that video?
Yes.
So they're holding hands, and she's like, you just finished saying I do and giving a kiss, and he's just like, when I tell you intensely on his phone, walking, and I could not believe it. Now, I feel like this is remember when we talked about the overuse of social media?
Right.
I know nobody was dying. You were definitely scrolling on Hollywood Unlocked or the Shade Room.
Right.
Like, that's what you were doing.
Because everybody else was at your wedding.
They're watching you.
Right.
Like, people that know you are there. The ones that matter are there with you. What is that important on your phone other than the Shade Room and your side chick?
Unless it's somebody that wasn't at the wedding.
Right. And she shouldn't have been there.
Exactly.
And she was not supposed to be there. Like, she's supposed to be cut off already. Now, there were so many comments like slamming him, and as they should. I have a feeling that I've had a relationship where I feel like he would have done that.
That's crazy.
I definitely feel like he would have done that.
That's crazy.
So I don't know. I just saw that aspect of it, and I wondered, is there anything that one of you two have done that you're like, that was wild and you shouldn't have done that?
Ooh, that's like Monday through Friday.
That's most of the shit that he's done. No.
Oh, why just me?
No, not nothing like that. Honestly, that to me is like, that's some breakup shit to me. Like, that's at the wedding and they got you on tape doing that? Like,
they got
you
you on
say
tape.
You didn't do it. Nah.
So, to their defense, they came back because it went viral, and they said that they went back to the church and were redoing their walking down the aisle for picture purposes.
Oh, see.
So then that's when the whole story has to be told, because just like Shaggy came out now, like 1,000 years later, talking about that It Wasn't Me was an anti-cheating song. It wasn't a cheating song. Yeah. He was like, y'all don't listen to the full story.
Yeah.
So, but really the full story here is that they had already done it.
Yeah.
But since you're rewalking it, so now he's just, you shouldn't be on your phone at all.
If you're taking pictures, they getting pictures of you on your phone.
He making sure everything is good at the reception. I get it.
That's what we had a wedding planner
I was about to say.
She won't on her job.
He doesn't.
The day of your wedding, and you're putting it together? The man? If you don't sit your ass down and stop worrying about what's going on, and join me. Look at me cry. Actually, you didn't cry enough while I was walking down the aisle. I need another tear.
I'm still sad that I didn't get tears. I didn't get tears anytime.
You ain't cry?
Nah, I'm not. I'm good.
Not even the birth of kids. Nothing. No tears.
Nah.
Oh.
But this is
though?
us.
Yeah. Yeah.
The show?
Tear
Yeah.
City.
Snot. You hear me?
You already know.
This is us. It's snot.
I know, but
Damn.
still, it was
All right, this is us. Sorry, I'm breaking
one
shit
saw it.
all in here.
Nobody
Jesus
saw it.
Christ.
It's okay.
My God. Okay, whatever.
It's okay.
Yeah, This Is Us was it's done though, right?
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, but
It's over.
anything that's emotional like that, like A Million Little Things, Little Mermaid, shit like that.
Yeah.
Little
Coco.
Did you watch the new Coco? Is such
Mama
a good
Coco?
movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
broke my heart.
Don't die.
But me? Oh, nah.
Nothing on TV makes you cry?
No, I can cry off things on TV, but like things that happen in real life, like he has no emotions.
Doesn't
It's
happen.
hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love watching success stories.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my God,
Me
I
too.
will cry immediately.
Yeah.
Like someone
Yeah.
that really made it from like
Yeah.
the ground and they
Yeah,
got
I love
somewhere.
that.
I'm
American
crying.
Underdog, the Kurt Warner story. Watch it.
Kurt Warner?
He watched
Yes.
that on the plane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
He was a
right.
football player for the Rams.
He stopped everything
You
to
want
tell
to
you
see
that.
an
I hope it's
underdog
good.
story? Nah,
I
that's-
love underdog
yeah.
stories because it's like, ooh, y'all didn't believe.
The last
I
10
didn't
minutes, I
believe.
cried the whole way.
On the plane?
On the flight.
On the plane.
Okay, well, are you a loud cry or you just like sniffle?
Nah, it just streams.
His sniffs are loud. It's a lot of sniffs. It's so many. I was just on the plane. I turned around. I was like, what the fuck are you?
Crying over. Oh, and I also cry those military stories when they come and see their kids.
Yeah.
I don't cry with that either.
That doesn't touch your heart?
Nah.
When
You
them
like
little kids
heroes.
walk into their graduation and they see their
Yeah.
dad, they're, Daddy, because they've only seen them like on FaceTime or pictures for 2 years.
Okay, yeah.
That
Yeah.
tugs at my heart.
It gets it.
It does.
I get it.
You
Yeah.
get it? But you're
Yeah.
like, I still didn't cry. He's like, it tugged.
Yeah.
But it didn't make
Yeah,
me
don't
cry.
Bring it don't bring the waterworks.
Okay, fine. But yeah, those are good things to be
Yeah.
emotional. I mean, you're
Yeah.
intact with your emotions at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Now, I was watching. Let's talk about you guys in the podcasting space because you guys are podcasters.
Yes.
You've been doing it for how long?
5 years.
5.
About the same time.
Yeah.
I love that. And you're on. Man, congratulations. Going on tour
Yeah.
Yeah.
is a big. There are people that have been doing this. No shade, but for a really
Yeah.
long time,
Like,
and they can't figure it out.
yeah.
So what I love about watching y'all's podcast and seeing y'all social media and your growth and where you are is the fact that you're just getting it done. You're not saying, oh, I need to have every bells and whistle, like the biggest pods on networks to get it done.
Yeah.
It's organic.
Yeah.
It's you. And it's like, hey, like us, we will elevate at some point.
Yeah.
When y'all continue to elevate and do better. And it's like, just grow with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your fans are growing with you
Yes.
and showing up.
Yes. I'm shocked.
It was a
Really?
conscious decision, though. It was a conscious decision. the
Is this
whole
your
way.
first tour? Or-
No.
Second.
This is like 2.5. We started a tour right
Oh,
before the
yeah,
pandemic.
Right before the pandemic.
Okay.
And then we had to like cut it. Like we had a show like right before and then everything happened. So this is like
Have they always been at the Improv, or were you guys doing other places?
mostly Funny Bones and stuff. And then we started at Atlanta City Wineries and then started doing City Wineries.
Yeah.
The City Wineries are so nice.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
really
they are.
nice.
They are really
yeah.
nice.
They've been great to us.
They've
over
been
the
super
couple
good
of
to
years,
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it started in comedy clubs because I do stand up. So it was like easy because I knew a lot of the context anyway.
Right.
And I was like, let's just try this out and see how it works. And then it started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you always done comedy?
Yes. Yeah. I
How-
did hair like for a little bit, but I've been doing comedy stand up for 13 years.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah. So, but I did hair and yeah.
I mean, hair is dope because you can do it anywhere.
I
And
mean, yeah,
bitches
but-
need their hair done.
I know. All the time.
Why is it all the time that my hair gotta get done?
It's all the time.
Like right now, the red that I had is no longer. I don't know what color is on my head. I have 3 inches outgrown.
Look,
I want to get my braids done, but it's like I gotta sit there for 8 hours.
as I sit here with my raggedy edges, I'm
They
telling
look great.
you, my
They-
braids.
I'm telling you, them lenses on them cameras got you snatched, bitch. Them edges is laid. You hear me? They can't see the lighting. What?
Man.
Can't see. No, don't tell them what they can't see. But no, they still looks good. I feel like old braids, they
Yeah.
look better than when they're.
They do.
I
They
like
do.
them like a little rough.
I do too.
The
It's just
first
been
week it's
so
like
long.
they look too shiny and too just.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
They're
no,
not boho
I
for
like
real.
the messy boho look. I really, really do. So I watched the clip of you guys, and apparently you're not giving him enough cootie cat.
Mm.
What's
Nope.
going on?
What
You
is
only do a
going
little
on?
bit of hair.
I be tired.
You got time.
I be tired.
What you
I be
tired of?
tired. Kids. We have
That's true.
so many.
Makes it sound like we raising a
that
village out here.
sometimes that I just like, I'm not. And also, I have really bad anxiety, and that affects my just everything.
It does.
And I have people DM me that are like, yo, you gotta go give him some because he looks sad in these videos. He's looking malnourished in these videos. Like, you gotta give him something. And I'm trying to consciously be like, okay, I'm a person outside of being a mom. Like, I'm also a wife, and I have to remember that. So I'm trying to be better, but right now, no, I'm
what does
chilling.
that anxiety look like for you?
Messy, 80 things being all over the place, me not completing tasks, me just being tired or just wanting to do everything, either not doing anything or wanting to do everything.
So both extremes.
Yeah. So
And then you burn yourself out.
Yeah. So
what are you doing to get it under control, kind of?
That's the question.
He said, I'm going to sip to this.
I'm trying. I don't know. I don't really have any.
Are you doing therapy?
I was during the pandemic. I've stopped doing everything.
The pandemic has been over, baby.
I've stopped doing everything. I've done, and it sounds crazy, but I've been like looking into breath work and meditation and stuff like that.
Are you meditating?
Yeah, I've tried to.
Meditating is very hard being anxious. So I have severe anxiety.
Yeah.
I can't meditate.
I've tried.
I do 30 seconds and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
My toe. Is
Yeah.
my toe tingling? As I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
My titty sitting up?
Yeah.
Okay. Is the baby still asleep? He might be dead. Let me touch
That
him.
too.
Like, is he
That's what-
breathing? Okay. I have him. Did I answer that email? Like, literally those videos, those reels that they do when there's like all that
Yeah.
stuff going around. That's what it
Yeah.
feels like. And I don't think people that don't struggle with it, I didn't know that it was a me thing or a fucked up person in the head
right.
thing. I
Yeah.
thought everybody's like brain worked like that.
Right.
And so your brain don't work like that?
No, it does. But I take medication. So
Oh, nice.
He's cheating.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I feel like that too. So I refuse to take. I don't want to take meds.
Yeah.
I did. I am in a point where I think I am going to try
Mhm.
a little bit because
It's a
something's
lot.
got to give. Something's got to
doing a
give.
lot.
And my therapist, the one that goes to me that I talk about she gonna come back at one point. Bitch, I miss you. Where did you go? I know you're not dead. You posted about your son. You had some
Wait,
Zoom.
you stalking a therapist though?
Yeah, I found her on social media. I know I'm not supposed to, but I just want to know why she ghosted me after 6 years. I used to make
That's
you laugh.
funny.
We had a thing going. I knew about her husband. I mean, not just enough that she would tell me like whatever that made sense for
Right.
us. Like we had, she just really helped me, and I just wish she would have broken up with me instead of ghosted me.
Look.
I kind of want to text her today and be like, "Hey," I like sending her gifs.
Yeah.
Be like, "Hi,
Yeah.
I'm here still."
That's wild. She's never coming back.
Yeah.
She's never coming back.
She's gotta come back. I've tried like 3 more therapists, and they don't get it. Like.
Mhm.
When you first start therapy, and I don't know if this is a hesitation of mine and why I get super anxious, I start talking to them and I have dark humor,
Mhm.
where I'm very sarcastic. So they ask certain questions and here I am like, I would die. And they're like, okay, so like that's my response to something.
Yeah.
And they're like, have you ever had suicidal thoughts? Are
Yeah.
you thinking about suicide? And I'm like, no, bitch. I
There's
meant
that.
like the slang, like I would die. Like, okay, well, it's just, when's the last time you thought about suicide? Never.
Yeah.
Well, 16, but that was a long time ago and my mom got on my nerves. So I was jumping out the car. That's it. I don't want to live anymore. But that was a long time ago.
It's very
Like
extreme.
right now, it's just the things that I say,
Yeah.
and they're just so formal, and I get it. They have to be formal at first, but I don't have time for formalities. I'm
Right.
fucked up.
Yeah.
I need you to listen to me. I need you to
Exactly.
understand. I need you to fix it.
And in the beginning, when they're trying to get to know you, I just start saying everything. And then I'm like, oh, they don't know me yet. So they don't know how to react to this.
Right. And I have a lot of shit going on. So I
Yeah.
think that they're gonna need a therapist after they're done with the first
Yeah.
session.
Exactly.
And they're gonna be like, she's all over the place. Like, what is it? She got fucked up family problems. She's fucked up in the head, and she can't find love, and then her kids are pissing her off, and then she can't get herself together because of ADHD. I know they had to tell me go check into a place.
They're real issues, though. They're real
Yeah,
issues.
Yeah.
but definitely don't ignore it because
Yeah.
it just gets worse. Especially and kids make it worse. We gotta love them, but shit,
He don't understand that. He'll
kids
get
make
that.
it so your kids don't give you anxiety. He's like, I'm medicated. I don't feel it.
That's why. That's what it is. When you don't have
Medicated.
to feel it,
I got a therapist on call. I'm straight.
Wait a minute.
he's lying. But look,
I'm lying. Really?
He's so chill right now, but he don't be this chill. Don't let him skip a day. And then it's like, oh, I got to do.
Oh, yeah,
my
no,
God,
no. Everything
please,
has
I
to
gotta
be in
do,
order
No, everything
or-
is
So
happening.
you're very structured.
No, but that's the only way I can function is through structure.
Right.
So it's not my natural thing.
But you know already what works
yeah,
for you, and you
right.
make it happen.
Right.
That is crazy that you guys are under the same roof, literally be in each other.
And she's the one who pushed me to do everything.
Bye.
But I mean,
Not you helping somebody else get their life together.
I'm helping everybody.
No, I like it.
That's me.
I
Helping
can get you
everybody.
together in 2 seconds. I can tell you exactly how to do this podcast, stay on track. I can keep your podcast on track.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, you skipped a week. Mind your business. I'll be back when I get back. But there's 13 other pods you can go listen to that we just put out. They are on time,
Exactly.
up at 3 a.m.,
That's
produced.
That's me.
But don't worry about what I got going on.
That's me.
My team, they'll be like, I'm like, yeah, we could do this and that. So, Carla, when are you recording? You want to fight? Why are you in my business when I get
me.
there?
That's me. That's
At
me.
some point, and it's just me getting defensive because I should. I'm deflecting and looking at yours, and so you're deflecting from what you got going on
Yeah.
and getting him together.
Everybody
and then
together.
you're on fire.
Yeah, everybody's together.
On total
Everybody hair done.
fire.
I'm looking like this.
Yeah.
You know, it's things like that.
But you
Like,
look great.
Thanks.
You look great.
I'm just saying stuff so you can keep telling me that so I can. No, it's okay. It's fine.
Now, it's great watching you guys. And when I first started, I was like, oh, I'm triggered because I was engaged and we had a pod together and it was doing very well. And I actually loved it. It was a form of therapy. Like I loved once a week showing out to half a night is full of shit. Like, so I was like, wow, this is there. So everything went down south. No more podcasts. Oddly, unless it was me talking to a ghost. But how does it help you guys potting together as a couple? Because you don't see too many couples in our community
Right.
that are doing it together and that'll last because the attention that's coming could put a strain on the relationship as well.
You want to say?
You know what? Honestly, it's a therapy session for us a lot of times. It's
That's why I don't
also
go.
it's also our way to connect, because of everything that's going on, not only with the podcast, but with just life in general. When we get into that room and we're like, all right, we're going to lock down for these 2 hours.
Yes.
It's our time to really grow. And I think through that, we've built our relationship to a point where all the outside noise that we hear because of the podcast kind of dissipates, at least for us.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
I loved it. So I found, I don't know what happened. I was like, it is a scheduled time.
Right.
So I loved it. And that's how I always looked at it. It's a scheduled time with no distractions. Your phone is legit on do not disturb
Right.
or put away.
Yeah.
Like you're not talking, there's no phone calls coming through. There's no kids running in. You're not eating, we're talking. And I realized during, that year or so, actually it was longer, that I was doing that, it was like, is this the only time that we have conversations that aren't interrupted?
Yeah.
Now that's the point.
That's something we've had to learn. So we'll come out on the road and stuff and we'll be like, it'll be for work. And we have to be like, okay, we're away with no kids. We got to do something. Like, let's have some kind of time. Because it seemed to be the only time that we were like really engaging with each other and not just like everybody, like all of us together.
Right. Because even then I would wonder sometimes, well, if we didn't have this, would we ever have a time where we're speaking uninterrupted? And what about the couples that don't have a pod, right? When do they sit down for a couple of hours every single week and
They
not
don't.
touch anything else?
They don't.
Because they go to dinner and you answer a couple texts or a phone call or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. You'll still be interrupted by a waiter or a movie that you're watching or, there's always it's hard. Like, I just went on a date. Was it a date? It wasn't a date. It wasn't a date.
They're listening. They're like, it wasn't a date.
It wasn't a date. Nigga, it was not a date. Well, the second one, okay.
Okay. Yep.
It was a group setting. Went out with this guy. Everything was cool. Cool. I like we ate public subs.
Yeah.
Then he left the next day, went to back to his state. And I'm like, well, now it's long distance. The first day, he sucked at communication. Second day, sucked again. And I was like, hey, so I really enjoyed you on Sunday. We should have a phone date. This is all Wendy, who's coming in a minute. She was like, you should, Hair and Paola were like, well, tell him and say let's have a phone date. Schedule it. We scheduled it. It was the worst hour and a half of my life.
Oh my God.
It was so fucking bad. Now I understand when Mandy says these niggas can't hold the conversation.
I was about to say, was it boring or was it
He was just all about himself. He wouldn't really say what he did because he was like, nah.
That's a flag.
I was like, what do you do? A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Huh?
No. Oh, no.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Red flag. Throw it up in the air.
Oh, no.
I'm so confused. Now, this is a retired athlete.
Yeah.
Okay.
You retired 9 years ago. My nigga.
Yeah.
What do you do today? a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Oh, nah.
I don't get it. So then later on, he's like, oh, no, I never talk about what I did or the sport that I played. So I'm like, so what would you tell people you did? Oh, I just be like, I'm an engineer, I'm in school, or I just, got a job.
So
Why?
You lied?
Because everyone wants, all these women always want money from you and how you can benefit it, blah, blah, blah. And I couldn't believe it. I can't believe it.
I can kind of get that.
No, that's weird to me.
I kind of get that.
Where are you meeting women that you're in your high age of almost 40 and you're still having these issues and you're still so guarded and you're still so scared of like women you're meeting whores.
Whoa, but
cheap hoes at that.
Look at his face. Oh, yeah, why?
Whoa, there's mad hoes out here though.
And there's a lot of wholesome women as well.
Yeah, but it's not like y'all have.
How you know how many hoes are out here?
The way he
I was out here.
The way he did it, like I gotta. Let me tell you, women, what y'all be doing.
No, it's not what y'all do. But at the end of the day, it's not like you have a sign holding up saying I'm wholesome, I'm a hoe. You all look the same, so you got to go through it. And a lot of times, you're meeting a lot of people that don't have substance, so you're afraid to let out your substance because you don't want them to.
Hoes have substance.
Thank you.
What are you talking about?
Take it out of my mouth. I was like, substance for you to tell me I'm an investor, I'm a real estate investor, or I do trading, or I'm a consultant. You don't even have to move on. That's something, I'm not asking you, show me your tax return and your income. Right. I don't care how much you made. I can tell you I have a production company. Mm-hmm. That could mean I'm dirt broke and trying to make it as I was when I first started. Mm-hmm. Or that could mean that I'm a multimillionaire Issa Rae up in this bit. Right. Issa Rae. Yeah. Very Spanish. Issa. So I'm not asking you what your income is. What I want to know is what are your interests? Yeah. Because you do something day in and day out. But then I asked it. I said, so what is your passion? And he was like, getting better mentally and spiritually.
All right.
I know somebody like that though. I feel bad. I know somebody just like that.
It might be him. Because if there's more niggas like that out here, I am just scared. I am gonna be single forever.
That's wild.
I don't want that. No. So now I'm like, and this is only the second person in a year and a half that I've tried to like communicate. And the first one, I actually ended up calling him. We're definitely more in the friend zone. We went on like 10 dates. Poor guy, I kissed him twice. Yeah. People tell me I'm playing. I'm not playing him. We're having a good time, and he knew. I'm like, I don't know how far I want to go with it. Yeah. Super, super nice guy, amazing, and we can talk for hours and we'll hang out like all day. He'll come from Tampa, actually. I call him Tampa Bay. And we had such a good time.
That's funny.
But I called him and I was like, yo, thank you for setting the bar so high for me because I've been in relationships all my life. Yeah. So I've never dated. This is my first time like single. Yeah. And I'm like, thank you for setting the bar so high of respect, of communication, of dating me and taking me out because this was trash. Yeah. Like straight trash.
And thank you for being in the friend zone.
That's hilarious.
That's great.
Give him some. That's great.
It's fucked up. Why not? I should probably kiss it.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Thank you for being.
Thank you for your services. You know what I'm saying? Salute.
Thank you. He sent me a perfume. It was so nice one day.
Oh man, he in there.
He sent me chocolate covered strawberries to the house because he don't live by. He did. He's very nice. He's such a nice guy.
Something like. I'm just saying.
See, here you go. I'm sorry. I knew it.
Oh, my bad. I was supposed to do. My bad. We pivoting. Tonight. My bad.
We pivoting.
My bad.
I've thought about it, but it's just like I can't. I don't know if I'm ready to have sex. I don't know.
There's that.
I don't know if I'm ready.
There's that.
I don't even know if I know how to do it anymore. Is it like riding a bike?
No.
I'm gonna be.
Nah.
We can go a while without sex, and we get back, and I'm like, all right, so my leg goes here, right?
No. Wait, what's a while? Like, what's the longest? Not including when you had a kid.
Shit.
2-3 weeks. About 3 weeks.
The 3 weeks you forgot where the leg goes?
Sometimes, yeah. Like what is comfortable? What do we like to do? What's our thing? What's our thing again? What we like? This one.
I thought it would have been like riding a bike. But I guess it wouldn't because it's a new person also. It's a new person. You got to learn a new person.
You got to learn all
that's why we be going back to the same person and rotating them because I already know what you like.
Yeah.
But I ain't going back.
They know what works for you.
I'll be damn. I'm going to catch something I go back.
I don't like learning that much. For real. I don't want to learn a whole bunch of new shit. I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do much.
No.
I don't want to learn or do much.
I'm hearing the problems already.
I'm like, man, I think I didn't put in enough years doing stuff.
I'm laying here. Get it done. You done yet?
Pillow princesses.
Man.
No, not as much as a pillow princess. That's bad. Pillow princesses, that sounds bad.
It's just that when I want to lay, I know I can lay. you know?
You put in enough work before it's late for this one time.
I know that I get
you
got
to pass.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good with it. Now, but you have 4 kids. So if I get the timeline right, 5 years, 6 years, you said you have teenagers. So you're, who's the step parent?
We came in with kids.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
I came in with my daughter. He came in with a son, and then we had twins.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Yeah, exactly. We thought it was 3.
And then there were 4.
Exactly.
You skipped the 3 part.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. How does that work? The blended family aspect of it.
I think it's
Yeah.
okay.
Are there other respective parents involved? There are other parents.
Well, not for me really. There isn't one.
So this is dad.
Mm-hmm. This is dad.
And she's 15, so 9. She was pretty old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she not
she
old.
was small though, so
That don't mean she
was small.
She's like the 9-year-old. She was very short. Yeah, but she was a little extra shorter than most, so it's okay.
And he met her before we like really started dating though.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they got along really well like immediately.
Yeah.
I love that.
Like and I was shocked. I could not believe it. But they got along really well. So we were like, "Oh, this is good, and we'll just have these 2."
Mm.
And then we did not.
So the sperms were sperming.
Yeah, they
were strong.
They were active.
Yeah.
How do you are you able to discipline her?
Yeah.
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 But she's not bad though. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
good.
she's,
Mine's
really,
hell.
she's not bad. So
She's a really good
She's a really good
it's
kid.
the boys that be crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
You usually hear like the girls, especially their teenage years.
Well, she's that. But
Yeah.
she's
it's at a different level. Like my kid, I will
Yeah.
always say I never had a drug problem.
Yeah.
So now she just stole my weed. But she's 18 now, so I'm just like, whatever.
It's different.
I never had a drug problem. I never had a boy problem.
Yeah, it's not
I
that.
never had running away.
Mhm.
She never tried to like hit me or fighting.
Yeah.
Now a motherfucker be lying like, ooh, she be lying like a motherfucker.
That happens.
About dumb shit.
No, that happens
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
That happens all the
I think
time.
it's what upsets me the most.
Yeah. Lies.
Let me find
That's
out.
a kid thing though.
No, girls lying is more irritating.
Oh,
Awful.
Y'all admit it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you
Yeah.
say? Always, we don't lie. We don't. I'm trying to figure out where you learned that from because I am extremely honest to a fault. So I'm like, why are you lying?
Yeah. It's
What?
teenagers.
Oh,
Teenage girls.
I think that, and then I guess that dynamic with the mom.
Yeah.
Now, how about you coming in taking care of a boy that's
I think it's me. So I have only brothers. Well, I have an older sister that's like in her 50s. So I have brothers that
Damn.
I have brothers that I like grew up with.
okay?
So like that's what I was used to. So I was used to boys, but I never raised boys. So
Right.
I'm getting a teenage boy basically, and
Right.
it's a little different, but it's easier. I think. I don't know. I'm real empathetic now. I think as I get older, and
we turn into punk ass bitches.
I think that's what's happening. I never was like this.
Yeah.
And our 5-year-olds are on the spectrum, both
Okay.
of them.
Okay.
So it makes me react to people differently anyway.
Yeah, that changed our parenting completely.
So wait,
Yeah.
like they're autistic?
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So
Mhm.
Stephanie, my producer, has a 12-year-old son.
Mm.
That I always tell her, that's a big ass nigga.
Yeah.
Like he's big as hell, right? And I'm like, how do you handle that? But he's great. But
Yeah.
seeing kids, even Carlos has a son on the
Mhm.
spectrum. So I've been around it now, and I remember having a cousin. I don't think it was a real cousin, but cousin. He
Yeah.
bit my auntie's titty so hard
No.
one day.
Oh, okay.
He
Yeah.
was grown. I thought I'll never forget this. I was young, and it was like everybody talked about it all the time. How hard he bit her titty, and that was not his mama.
He was grown.
And I think he just saw a big old titty. Like,
Right.
I'm taking a piece of this
Right.
one. But it does change the way you view things. Like now I'll be on an
Yes.
airplane and there'll be a kid screaming, right?
Yeah.
And one, because you're a mom and you have kids and kids lose it. But two, I'm like, I don't know
What's
Mhm.
wrong?
if that child is on the spectrum. Like that parent
Mhm.
could be really struggling right now. And instead of being that chica bitch,
Yeah.
talking about, oh, fuck, you shouldn't be here, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you don't know what that child is going through right now. Plus, we don't like being at the airport or at the airplane.
Yes. Yeah.
What makes you think
Yeah.
that baby want to be there?
Yeah. That's
That's
I
real.
think sensory issues, like I never understood them as much as I do now. And I'm like, it could be anything. It could be the sound of the airplane. It could be too many people in the room. It could be anything, and they react to it. So
Mhm.
ever since that, like I just changed everything about the way that I approach.
So how
kids
do you
in
guys
general.
change, or what's been the biggest change of communication and parenting for you two dealing with two children on the spectrum, same age too?
I guess stopping and listening instead of just reacting all the time.
Yeah.
Because before it was like,
Especially for me.
you train
Yeah.
to react and be like, stop. Why are you making all this noise? Stop. And then now it's like, you're thinking of everything that could be making them make this noise, could be making them react this way, or slow down or speed up or do whatever. So it's been a lot of like stopping
and trying to understand what their actions mean.
Yeah.
You know? So
I've been trying to do that. I don't think I had the tools to do so with my daughter. I know I didn't have the tools. One, I grew up with, because I said so, shut up, throw a can of beans at me, literally.
I'll let you with the first two.
No. Oh my God. I'll never forget. Like I don't have to close my eyes to picture it. Like it was the kitchen. There was the pantry. I just remember my mom opening it, grabbing the Goya. It was out. It was Goya. and my mom used to play baseball with her brother. So she had.
Oh, she bad.
And I was like, God damn. Now, another time I used to get my ass whooped, right? So I come off of that having my daughter at 18.
Yeah.
So like I used to react a lot, scream a lot, cuss a lot. And then now, as she got older, of course, I'm trying and learning to do better. But now with my son, he's getting a completely different mom. And it's like, my son, he's not on the spectrum, not that I know of. That nigga's just wild.
Yeah.
And he's a toddler.
Yeah.
So I feel like all toddlers that's a spectrum, the toddler spectrum.
Yeah.
Like the terrible 2s and 3s, that is a spectrum of its own.
Yeah.
So it's very frustrating sometimes. Like I posted on social media an hour tantrum that he had. An hour of crying. Wow. And he's never really done that. And I had to figure out how to not lose my shit, walking away, coming back. It's like adoption. Like, what do I do with you? Yeah. But the whole time I'm like, I can't react because I don't. It has to be an emotional cry. Something is bothering you. Something bothered you and you can't tell me. I can't even imagine feeling like my stomach hurt or I'm emotionally hurting about something and
you can't say anything.
Yeah,
I can't tell you what it is. I can't write it. I can't speak it. I can't. Do they speak?
Yes.
They do. Okay. But so they speak and. It's just some of their sentences are not complete, but they like speak like they know the alphabet in Russian. They know it in Spanish.
And not in the Russian. They were the real spies.
Yeah. For real shit. Yeah. Like they can do all those things. They can do math. They've been doing math since they were 2. Like it's all of that. But conversational.
They do say autistic kids and people are literally brilliant.
Shit is crazy.
Like brilliant.
I don't like talking to them.
Yeah, at least one of them. At least one of them is brilliant. I don't know about the other one. He just might be smart.
Yeah.
No, I love that. That definitely does change your outlook on life and on people and how you interact with folks. And probably within the marriage as well. Damn, they're 5. So y'all got pregnant pretty fast.
Yeah.
So I got engaged before I was pregnant. And then I got pregnant right after the ring.
You were like, ring?
All right, I was ready. I'm like,
shoot it up.
I'm horny now. That's crazy.
This ring made me feel a little something.
It made me feel good. Wow.
It did.
Yeah, so we, and then we got married while I was pregnant, and then we had our wedding like a year later than that.
So, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew what I wanted.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
This is so triggering.
I know. I was like, that's.
No, because I will say, and I love it for you guys because it's working. And that's what for me, like for someone that's gone through a relationship with someone who has a personality disorder and that's what they do. It's basically they're predators, right?
Yeah.
It starts like that and you're like, it has to be. It's possible. I've seen it. It's there. Some people are honest and are, but then it's like some others are full of shit and they have the right words and the right actions and everything looks good for a long time and then it isn't.
And I've been through those too. So
you had that?
Yeah, he's been that. I've been through that.
A fuck nigga?
Oh, yeah. Top of the line.
So you could change.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course. When you're ready.
But then niggas will say they're ready.
Yeah.
And they show that they're ready. And they do the actions that they're not.
Whoa. I'm just talking about me.
Okay, sorry. You're like, calm down. I'm not him.
But yeah, I knew what I wanted before I met her.
Okay.
And when I met her, I was like, oh shit.
This is it.
Yeah.
She's hilarious.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I prayed and I was like, this is what I want. And it just so happens less than a month later, I meet her.
Wow.
And it just turned my whole world upside down.
I love that. The power of real prayer, not getting on your knees and saying the same prayer you've been saying since you were 5.
Ooh,
like prayer actually speaking, right? Not praying out of habit.
Right.
Because that's what you do and you want to talk about the fact that you pray, but the fact that there's an actual relationship there and the way things work once you I don't have it on today, but in church, the church that I go to this year, everything is prayer first. Okay. Pray first. Like being very intentional about prayer. And that's something that I'm not really good at because I'd be like, all right, So God. Today's Friday, 1:28 p.m. Like, you know, so I don't have, you know, the DC Young Fly, which honestly, Jesus, y'all know what I'm talking about, like R.I.P. to Jackie.
Absolutely.
Awful.
Absolutely.
Have you ever heard that man pray?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That the word, how the way those words flow when he is praying, he is anointed. But I grew up in a church too, and it doesn't flow.
No, yeah.
There are some people that are what they say, where they call it prayer warriors. Mm-hmm. There are prayer warriors, and it's like the Lord has anointed them with a tongue, and the words, they might not speak that well when they're talking regular. And then they pray, and it's just like, wow, it's how they pray. And I'm like, I don't have that. So I was always very hesitant to really get into prayer because it doesn't sound as good as when T.D. Jakes opens that mouth. He's just like, all these words just, wow.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it.
Sometimes you pray out of frustration. You know what I mean? Like that was my thing. I was like frustrated with the situation I was in. And I was just like, this is what I want. And by the way, this is the type of person I want when you get this out of my life. And it happened.
And it came.
It's kind of crazy because he was with somebody that was in church every day.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
It was sad.
Let's talk about that.
I wouldn't go to church with her. I didn't want to deal with that.
You don't want to deal with the church, or
with the church. I wasn't a fan of that church.
That specific church. But do you guys go to church?
No,
we haven't. Which is crazy because I grew up in church too.
Yeah.
My best.
Have you just not found a church that you like?
No, we haven't looked.
Okay.
So, you know.
I listen to gospel music all the time. Sometimes I just go into worship by myself in the living room.
And I get it because I didn't go to church for a long time and I left the church. Yeah. And I will say since I've been back, you will find that being in the building, because, you know, as the Bible says, a church is where two or more gather. So it doesn't have to be a building with, you know, all these bells and whistles. It could be a small church. But once you find a church, the church that I'm going to now started at a high school auditorium. Okay. And now there's this huge building or whatever. But there are days that I'm just so depleted, and I can watch it online, and I love Sarah Jakes and I love T.D. Jakes, and I love even my own church watching it online. But there's something when you walk in that building that I'm the Holy Spirit, honestly, just being in there. And there are some churches that I've been to, especially like growing up, and I'm like,
this ain't it.
I know somebody does not his wife sucking a dick. Like something is up with that pastor.
I knew everything.
And growing up in the church, you know which deacon is doing what and what secretary is doing, and you know where money is being this. And I had to learn as I grew up to stop thinking about the humans that are in the church, because they are all flawed.
Yeah.
You know, they all have issues, but I'm not going for the people. I'm going for the word that God is putting through that man's mouth to come to me and for me to take that in. And then when I leave there, it can't stop there. Then I need to go ahead and the notes that I took, really go read that word on my own. But I would definitely like say to you, try to at least find somewhere, you know, maybe not every Sunday, but a church that will encompass your kids, yourself, find those groups. Again, I am not very active in the church. I need to. I am about to do a virtual small group where we're going to read, I think it's Proverbs once a week and go through them together. And I'm like, I do want to do that because I know the change that has made in my life. The growth in my business. I'm getting hit left and right, baby, with all kinds of things. And I talk about it on here on a weekly basis. And I tell every chance I get of someone I'm talking to, I tell them the way that money comes out of my account. What invoices, lawsuits, unexpected things. And when I tell you the way them checks keep coming in. And I'm like, not for me. Is my name on there? Did I just get that phone call? Did I just get that opportunity? And every time it's because when I'm feeling like it's not going to happen, I do it plus tithing. And I was always like, I'm paying for somebody's car note. Like, you know, because we, in our culture, they'd be like, oh, tithing is just for the pastors. And yes, there are those. There is Creflo Dollar, what his name is?
Those with jets.
But sometimes when I think about it, I had to take a step back and I'm like, do you know how much these pastors do? They have no life for themselves, for their families. They are selfless. And it might be a little bit easier to hop on a jet and get here and there. What is that of my business? I'm not giving to know where that money, I really don't care. So I set up my tithing 3 years ago on autopay. Every Sunday at 3 a.m. it comes out. I don't even look to see if that account got money.
That's so nice.
I don't look at it. I just raised it because JC, man, the income come up a little bit, couple more clients. So I was like, do I gotta edit this? Are you sure, Lord? It's tax deductible, right? let me go ahead and send this to the accountant. But tithing blindly, that takes a different type of faith. But definitely, whenever you guys are ready, look into it and try it because it will elevate whatever you guys are already doing.
That's right.
One of my best friends, like over 20 years, is a minister. So sometimes I feel like me talking to her, or if I need something and I go to her, it feels like my church. And she's like my daughter's goddaughter and everything. So it's like I have that at my disposal, and sometimes I forget that being in the building is like just as important.
Oof, it is. I mean, I have that with my cousin.
Yeah.
I have a cousin that's a pastor, and I'll talk to him, and he will literally fill me up.
Yeah.
Like when I feel depleted. But just look for there's so many new churches popping up now. And some really good pastors.
Yeah.
Some really good ones. Like more like our age, you know,
Right.
because it's cool. Like, but these older pastors,
Yeah.
Right.
I'd be like, you are so out of touch.
Yeah.
You're really out of touch with 2023, where you're doing Old Testament.
Exactly.
Give me something that will apply today. Like I work virtually. Like give me something that will apply to my lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right.
And now they do that a little bit more. So I love that.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to talk to you guys about, and I just want you to dive into it, is because a lot of people are listening and they're like, I want a podcast as well. And they might have a Facebook show. That's not a podcast. You might do video and put it on YouTube. That's not a podcast. A podcast is a lot more than just standing in front of or sitting in front of a camera and putting something out. There are outlines. There are topics. There is editing. How do you guys do it, and who does it all for you?
Him. I just show up. I literally show up. He does everything. I don't. Yeah.
Really?
I don't do anything.
Wow.
I do social media sometimes. Like I'm usually posting or making sure stuff's put like that. But everything else, he does all of it.
I love that. I can't relate.
It's
Well,
weird.
not with my team, but before I couldn't.
I'm just not. I'm not organized. I know that I'm funny, and I can like. Hey, I don't even ask what we're talking about today. He has an outline, and he'll guide me through it, and then I'll just have things to say in between that.
I love that.
Yeah.
And that's your dynamic, and it works.
Yeah.
How do you feel, or talk to me about the aspect of the fact that you guys record at home? You're just doing it. What does that look like for you?
It was out of necessity at first, because with all of the kids, it was hard to go to a studio to record, then come back. It's like, okay, who's going to watch the kids right now? And how much time do we need? This and the third.
Right.
So at first it was out of necessity. And then I just looked at the landscape and I was like, well, if we give something an organic product that doesn't feel like a podcast, then maybe it has a better chance on, growing. So that was
That's how I started.
Yeah, that's really how it started. And we was like, okay, we're going to stick to this as opposed to changing up.
And let me tell you something. Oh,
It's all right.
I went down the wrong pipe. I'm telling you, I'm not used to swallowing anymore. Don't do it. Practice.
It's not right.
It's not working. I'm not ready yet. Clearly, there are a lot of white pods that are out here holding mics, and making so much money. So the fact that sometimes our people will be like, oh my God, look at them, they're holding the mic. They are doing the damn thing. What are you doing? Because you're in a studio spending all this money in the hole. And you ain't doing nothing.
We've had mad people say, y'all need to buy new mics. Y'all got to buy something else.
You can hear me, can't you?
Why? What are you talking about? Are you going to buy the mics? Why?
I'm pretty good at audio.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Like, we want to get them, but we didn't think it was
and
like,
look,
it's
these
doing the
mics
same
are
thing.
amazing. I love me a Shure
these are
mic.
great.
I love these cameras, but I always tell everyone, a Samsung Q2U and an Audio Technica at home will do the motherfucking job.
Yeah.
Just as well.
Yeah.
Like you can hear I can hear the difference between this and a Samsung. The listener, the audience can't.
Exactly.
At this point, this is what I do for a living. They can't hear the difference.
Yeah.
They think we talking on the same microphone. I literally can talk on this mic and then you have you on a different mic and the listener will not know the difference.
Yeah.
So it's like all you have to do is have the consistency to show up. And that's something that I see you guys doing versus someone that comes to me like, I don't understand why my podcast is not working. And I look, and in 1 year, they had 27 episodes. Last time I checked, there's 52 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do you keep consistent? Do you work? Do you have or is this full-time?
This is full-time.
Full-time.
Has it always been full-time? Since day one?
Well, I haven't worked a day job for 7.
What? Can you explain that though? Because it just sounds.
You
crazy.
sound like that nigga I was talking to. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yeah, you sound. I knew it was that.
A little this, a little that.
I used to work with my best friend. He's a comedian.
Okay.
And I used to do a lot of things with him and for him. So
that's a job.
Yeah, that was the thing, but it was no clocking in. It was
gotcha. So you didn't have a 9 to 5.
Right, exactly.
You've always been freelancing and in the creative
Not always,
space.
but for a good amount of time. But that helped me hone and decide exactly what I wanted to do. So when we came to the podcast, at first it was, I'm still doing other things. But just the consistency, like you said, just afforded us the ability to not have to do anything else.
Yeah. And if just looking at them, if you're thinking, oh my God, I just got in this goddamn studio, okay? Last year, I was up in the office in Jersey recording, like in my house over here.
Right.
Like this is new to me, like now a year in of the 5 years.
Yeah.
And by the grace of God, like literally, I think a couple months before I moved back, he had opened the studio.
Right.
So I was like, because we didn't have this. We don't. This is the only place here in Orlando. So I was like, Hi Hello Labs showed up, and I'm like trying to find them. Showed up, and I'm like, this is my home.
Yeah.
This is where I'm coming. But you don't need this to get to where you guys are.
Right.
So for anyone that's looking and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't get that. I don't have all. Look at them.
Yeah.
There's J-Rod and Kristen showing you that they are at home. Their kids are in the other room sleeping. But you're showing up.
Yeah.
And that's what most people won't do. And that's what separates them. I was talking with Akeem about talent versus work. What's it called? Work ethic.
Yeah.
And sometimes some people are talented, but they suck at work ethic.
Yes.
And then others have the work ethic, but they might not be that talented, but they will get there first. And you guys have both, and that's where you create a star. And sometimes you might have the work ethic and you're going there, but you just suck. And podcasting is not for you. And if that's not who I'm talking to, that's not who I'm talking to.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Not you. You need to find something else to do. Maybe you can produce it. Maybe you can be the videographer. Maybe you can just get a totally different job, be a teacher. Don't know. But if it's not for you, it's not for you. But if it is for you, if you feel called to do this, then just start at home. Yeah. Figure out if it's going to work and then invest the money in to come into a studio. And then elevate. And, and then people get to grow with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in my daughter's playroom, no audio, then video from my phone. Like, come on. You could do all of that. How do you use a camera or use your phone for video?
Use phone still.
Bro, this shit right here has 4K capabilities.
Exactly.
For you to tell me I don't got a camera, do you got a phone? And you don't even have to have the 3. I don't got 3 cameras. I only got 2. People that got the Pro and the 3, you rich. You rich. And that means you have studio quality video. Yeah. So you have a phone that you can record on, that you can create clips with and video with.
And that was the thing, it was I just knew that if we started, something would come of it. We just started and be consistent. And I didn't have all the things that I wanted because I'm like a real big tech guy. So I knew what the high end things were. And I didn't have all of that at the time. But I was like, we got to start now. We got to start putting in this work and putting in these hours. And then it just got to a point that even when we was able to do it, it was like, well, this shit's working. What am I changing up? Now there are other things we want to do that, we're like, okay, we're going to upgrade this, we're going to upgrade that. But, it's literally a situation where you do what you want to do the way you need to do it first.
What you got. Work what you got.
Exactly.
And everything else will come, man.
Yeah.
I love that. We're going to do one letter because y'all talk too much.
I know.
Gosh, it's only you. I've just been sitting here quiet. I would never run over time. We do have questions. If you want me to give you advice or you have a question or a scenario that you're going through, send that over to askcarlawilmaris.com. DM it. Good luck. Because ADHD. I open it and then I close it and I forgot to give you advice, or I gave you advice and I was like, yeah, I'll talk about it later. Lost it. It's gone. I don't know where it is. So let's see. I haven't even read this one yet. It says, I'm currently going through a challenging time in my relationship and could really use some outside perspective and advice. I'll try to provide as much context. Okay. Lately, I've noticed some concerning behavior from my girlfriend, and it has left me feeling confused and unsure where our relationship stands. She has been posting WhatsApp statuses. Where do you live? WhatsApp statuses that seem to suggest she could easily move on. And recently she responded to a tweet stating that she is single. You is single. You ain't got no girlfriend. These actions have made me question the state of our relationship and have raised some red flags. I don't even want to read. What are you questioning?
What?
She told you.
Question.
He was out here like, what's that dude? Taina's boyfriend talking about he's single. G Herbo.
Wait, yeah, that like that.
Once you say he's single, I'm single too.
He said Taina.
Single.
I thought about Nickelodeon. I'm in the wrong place.
He says, to address these concerns, I'm considering taking the weekend off from seeing her. She already took the weekend off, baby. I don't know. You thought you were seeing her. I believe some time and space for reflection could be beneficial for both of us. She got another man. However, I want to approach the situation politely and respectfully. I care about her in our relationship, but I also need some clarity and reassurance. From who? How can I politely express my needs for a weekend apart? Girl, she is gone.
I'm very confused with where this letter was going.
I'm so Stephanie, initially, how can I initiate conversation about the status of our... She told you you're single without sounding accusatory or confrontative. I don't even know where to go with this. I'm so glad this is the letter because you're single. That's
I thought something else was going. I thought at the end it was going to be broke up. I don't understand. I'm confused.
Or maybe she came back and said, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Have you talked? Have you? I'm so confused. She said she's single. And she's letting you know in a very... And clues. And you got the clues already. You saw it. WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Who's looking at WhatsApp statuses?
True. Maybe they out the country.
Maybe it's long distance and they out the country.
Oh. But he said taking the weekend off from seeing her. Maybe like a kind of, sort of.
I
don't know. You're single.
Trying to make it
nigga. She got a new man already. Yeah. Like she is on the prowl. I am so sorry. You're not going to have, and then we had sex. Wow. With her. It ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. No, you said it might?
He might. I don't know.
Not with her.
Just close it off.
He's gonna have to share her with whoever it is.
Bye-bye. You gotta say bye.
I'm sorry. You gotta get on Hinge. And it's trash out there. So I'm sorry. You finna be single like me. Okay. So I end every episode with a Bible verse.
Okay.
Just because, Jesus be out here and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I try not to curse, but sometimes it just slips. But it'd be in a good stuff. Yeah. So, Lord, I'm going to work. I'm going to try right now. So, we're going to do Matthew 19:6. And it's because you guys are here. And it says, so they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. And I chose this one because I love love. I be over here just jealous.
They said that at our wedding, man.
Did they?
At our wedding, yeah.
Wow.
That. That's crazy.
He's like, he might not remember how long ago it was.
Yeah, he don't remember.
But he remembers the Bible verse. So that is Matthew 19:6. And for everyone that, there are people like me that are hoping that their husband come, but you guys are here, and I love what you guys are doing. The respect that you guys have for each other. I remember listening to a clip where you guys talk about like your past relationships and just being real honest. And I feel like that shows the friendship and the fact that you guys are one. It's not two. It's like, we're there. Yeah. So God joined you guys together. You're here, you're moving, you're elevated, and there's no one in the space and anywhere that can separate you guys.
Yeah.
So I love seeing marriages that work.
Thank you.
Thank you. So anyone that's struggling right now, maybe in their marriage, take a second, pray about it, write about it, because if you did it under God's eyes, there is reasons to separate. And I think sometimes you shouldn't risk. In our culture, we're told sometimes, you got to stick it out. You're married. Like, no matter what, you got to be there. But there are some things in the Bible that said, certain abuse, adultery. There are things that you can walk away from. Because there are some women that are very stuck on, like, if I'm married, I got to stay there. Yeah. And not to your detriment. Yeah. That's not what God wants for us at the end of the day. Yeah. So for you two, you're one flesh, and let no one and nothing separate you guys. Aww. Because he said so.
That was so sweet. I mean, it's from the Bible, but it's sweet.
Oh, yeah, sweet guy. He be trying us sometimes. He be like, here's a test. Boop. And you're like, you say we're separating us. But where can they find you guys? You guys have a bunch of tour dates still because it's airing and y'all still out on these roads and these streets.
Yeah.
Well, you can always find us on Instagram or YouTube And Then We Had Sex.
Why are your eyes closed?
I'm thinking.
All right. And Then We Had Sex on Instagram. Kristen Seville's on Instagram. Jake Talk 100 on Instagram. Or Facebook, I think they probably... J. Anthony Tanner on Facebook.
J. Anthony Tanner.
They don't like the word sex on Facebook.
I know. We found that out. That's why it's just And Then We on. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, it's bad. And then we had sex.com is our site, so it has all the tour dates and all that stuff.
Exciting. You guys are gonna be here Sunday, so I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
I haven't found a babysitter yet, but I also have
you should come.
I have
put him in the green room. It's fine.
By himself, just tear up everything.
No, he will come out and grab the mic. Okay.
Oh, that's fine.
When I'm doing remote radio at home, he literally, I'm like, why are you up? He hears me and he comes straight up and he grabs the mic and he starts talking. Well, not when we're on air, but the other day he did, and I was like, I'm gonna get fired. I'm like, what are you doing? You can't even put words together. Get out of here. But no, I'll be there for sure. In Orlando, here to see you guys. I'm excited. Thank you everyone else for showing up for another week of Pivot. We'll be back again because I'm poke recording, baby. Another one after this one. So at least till next week, you got another episode. IDidLaunchPodcast.com for anything podcasting. And we're out of here. Goodbye.